All right, he came onto the scene telling everybody he wasn't pumping steroids, that everything was all naturals and shit. And he ended up having to confess that it was bullshit because he was getting a bunch of money for this shit. And at some point, people were like, oh, you bullshitting. So he came out. He was honest about it. I mean, you got to give the man credit for that much. But he's still an old roid head. Now, this is a video by Penguin Zero, a.k.a. Moist Critical. Liver King is looking bad. Whoa.
At the end of 2022, the Liver King was one of the biggest names in the fitness industry. But at the beginning of the year, a mere 8 months ago, it all came crumbling down thanks to one video from More Plates, More Dates, where he exposed that Liver King's entire online presence was based upon a lie. Liver King had always preached the primal lifestyle known for eating a bunch of wacky foods and raw meats. Like, he has more testicles in his videos than Riley Reid's entire filmography.
Damn. That's a lot of testicles. That is a lot of testicles. And by the way, this is another thing I'm trying to tell y'all, man. You don't compromise your integrity for money. All right? So 100%, bro. If you're roided out to begin with, you could just easily have said you're taking testosterone and you just happen to have a very insane fucking abnormal diet. That's it. People would have still watched their ass. But the problem is you weren't fucking honest to begin with. So now that you switched it up on us, we don't want to see what you got to say.
His big thing was eating all of these testicles and slurping down tons of liver, gluttonously consuming an endless supply of exotic meats, and all the while preaching that it's ancestral living. And he'd lead his followers to believe that if they purchase his supplements and his supplies and eat like him
and take the same steroids as him,
they could look like him.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of people fell hook, line, and sinker for that.
Yeah, because there's too many people online who want to achieve a certain physique and don't want to work hard for it. I don't think y'all understand. I think the majority of people don't understand. Like, damn, I got the fucking song stuck in my head. I think the majority of people don't understand that, like, to get some of these bodies, to get these fucking anime character bodies, bro, like, you either gotta be under the age of fucking like 23 because your body's still pumping that much fucking testosterone at that age, or you literally need to take testosterone. Like, there's no way, bro. You can't get ripped like that. You can't get ripped like that naturally. That shit is just not natural, bro. It is just not fucking normal. Like, it's just not a thing that occurs normally, bro. Motherfuckers ain't looking like Baki because they just fucking just well-spirited and work hard. No, motherfucker. Like, you're injecting steroids into your butt cheeks.
Scam, because he has a very impressive physique. He looks like an anime character straight out of Baki the Grappler.
Holy shit! Bro, I swear I haven't even watched this video, bro. I promise you, I wasn't even ready to watch this. All right? What the fuck did I just say, bro? Like, 100% these motherfuckers is trying to look like Baki. And it's just like, bro, like, that's not physically possible. You need extra help for that type of bullshit. You don't just fucking work out hard enough and push yourself to the fucking limit. No, motherfucker, you die first. You understand?
Paul's got muscles on his body that haven't even been invented yet. And his veins are just bulging out of his skin. It looks like they're transporting diesel throughout his body. And he would keep telling them, like, if you work hard, you buy my shit, you eat like me, you live like me, following the ancestral tenets, you can be like me, look like me.
Look, bro, anytime someone tells you that you can do what I do and you can get here, you need to understand they're bullshitting. And I'm going to give you 2 reasons why they're bullshitting. First of all, there is no path of success that leads you following a path that's already been traveled. You understand me? One more time. There's no path to success that regards you traveling a path that's already been traveled. Okay? In other words, if that motherfucker looks like that, trust me, you can't do the same shit that he's done to look like that. Now, of course, obviously, the fucking, the mitigating factor here would be the fact that, well, he took fucking steroids. Yeah, bro, you can take steroids and get right there. 100%. But if anyone's telling you this is how you get to this point, so follow me A, B, C, D, they're automatically bullshitting you, bro. Because I'll tell you right now. All right, first of all, no path to success looks the same twice. All right, that's the first part. The second part is that there is no such thing as a duplicate biology. All right, you are not going to find someone out there with the exact same genetic code as yourself. You're not. And then you might say, well, Gxxsei, what if I had a twin? Well, motherfucker, that's your twin, bro. If you're looking up to your twin trying to get big like your twin, then you're obviously an idiot. You're a weird ass twin, because every time I've seen a pair of twins, they both have the same fucking body types. Ain't that much of a difference between the two. So that being said, there's no way. It just you looking at, bro, and y'all will look at these motherfuckers online, sell you fucking stories on how to be successful, how to get money, how to be big and bulky, how to get bitches, all this other bullshit. And you just don't seem to recognize that no matter how much you pay for the goddamn masterclass, you ain't gonna do it, bro. That ain't you. It's not you, bro. Accept you for who you are. Move forward. Move on. Come on. You're just gonna upset yourself. You're just gonna upset yourself because you're gonna be taking on them pills, eating all that fucking nasty ass liver, which by the way tastes disgusting. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be upset because you don't look like the motherfucker. And then what are you gonna tell yourself? Oh, I didn't try hard enough. No, you're just a fucking idiot to begin with.
And it was all completely a lie. It turns out he was juiced to the gills. He was on tons and tons of performance-enhancing products.
Hell yeah.
And more plates, more dates brought that to the public eye. Eventually, it forced Liver King himself to just admit that he lied about all of it. He lied. His body isn't the result of following the ancestral tenets or glorbing down on animal testicle for every meal. It's the result of steroids.
And look, man, I'm not going to say, like, for example, like, there are certain nutrients in, like, certain animals' brains and shit that, like, you ingest it will probably give you more functionality upstairs, you know, will probably, you know, wake your ass up a little bit better, may help you crunch out that one math problem from algebra that you could never solve because you don't know how to do math and you're a dickhead. But, like, all that shit aside, there is no amount of testicles you can eat to boost the level of testosterone in your body to achieve these fucking inhuman gains, bro. And on top of that, bro, like my dad told me, I remember because my dad's always worked out. My dad's a big bulky motherfucker, right? And like he's always told me, like, the problem with weightlifters, the problem with bodybuilders, and we call them bodybuilders because honestly, like, that's the whole purpose. You're building your body to a certain point. The thing about bodybuilders is that, and this is a real fucking complex, every time these niggas look into the mirror, they see a wimp. They see a skinny, scrawny motherfucker. They see someone who can't fucking bench. You understand that? And you'll see those same just fucking killing it on the bench, right? Killing it on the curls, fucking lifting your bitch up, all that bullshit, right? But at the end of the day, they look at themselves in the mirror and they don't see enough. They think they're still small. They need to be bigger. Bro, I don't know about you, but like for me personally, I'd like a certain build about my body that just makes me comfortable, where I can move around easily, do what I got to do on a day-to-day basis. And if I got to handle shit, I can handle shit. You understand? If I got to pick something up, if I got to knock something out, it is what it is. But I ain't trying to be fucking Hercules. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, and you know, speaking of Hercules, remember when that used to be the standard? You wanted to look like Hercules. What was Hercules? Nice, lean cut. And that's it. And that was actually achievable by human standards. By fucking typical human standards. Now everybody wants to look like they're fucking Yujiro Hanma from fucking Baki. You get what I'm saying? They want to be the strongest man alive. For what? For what, dude? For what? Like, are you competing? No? Then you're an idiot. If you're not competing and you're trying to be the strongest man alive, you're a fucking idiot.
So, I saw a video floating around on Twitter today, one of his more recent posts, and he's looking extremely rough. So I just wanted to do a little checkup on where Liver King is 8 months post-exposing.
In the modern world, we like to have our bowl of cereal, don't we?
Oh my god. I wish this wasn't stretched out. It's like so much creepier stretched out.
This is a primal version.
Nah, that's not Breakfast of Champions. I'll tell you what the Breakfast of Champions is. You want to know what Breakfast of Champions is? You get yourself something to drink and a nice fucking cigarette. That's the Breakfast of Champions. All right? Don't get that shit fucking twisted. Typically, we have beer. I didn't have beer this morning. I have fucking mixed drink. It is what it is. But Breakfast of Champions ain't no fucking liver and milk. That's disgusting.
Version of your bowl of cereal. I got my testicles in farm fresh milk from Liver King Ranch.
Yeah, it's business as usual. He's doing the exact same stuff as he was prior to having all of the steroid usage come to light. But it looks like he's
looks old as
aged
shit.
20 years in the last 8 months. It looks like he's one testicle sandwich away from actually exploding. In every TikTok I've seen of him, his body is bright red. It looks like Arnold's face in the movie Total Recall when he takes his helmet off in space and his eyes pop out of his skull, like right before blowing up. That's what Liver King's body looks like.
I mean, I think the man's just outside. You know what I'm saying? He's just outside getting his sun on a regular basis, on a healthy basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens to white people. Listen, I'm from Florida, dog. If there's one thing I can tell you, dog, the white people down here are red. All right? You understand? The white people down here are red. Especially the Guy Harvey motherfuckers who fish all day.
It looks like it is struggling to stay in one piece. Also,
God.
a lot of people on Twitter pointed this out, and it's a really good point. It is still so silly how he keeps calling his diet primal living, eating like our ancestors, when this is the furthest thing from primal eating. All of his meals are meticulously prepared by his personal chef and his whole team. He used to say this thing on his videos where if you don't hunt it, you don't eat it, which is just so dumb because clearly he's not hunting for all of this.
Which, by the way, like all bullshit aside, if you actually were the type of individual who only ate what you hunted, right? And let's just say you live somewhere like in the Carolinas, in Georgia, in the mid US, you get what I'm saying? If you live somewhere where you actually go out and hunt your food, bro, honestly, that's really not a bad way to live because most of the time, I mean, obviously you probably have to also forage and you also have to like fucking plant shit. But like if you only ate shit that you grew and you hunted, I mean, all bullshit aside, you'd be pretty fucking healthy. You'd be one healthy motherfucker. Now that being said, this motherfucker, come on, dude. How many animals would you have to hunt to get the amount of ball sacks that he just put in that fucking bowl?
Meat. Like he's eating more meat.
Like you can't, I mean, even if you get the most experienced hunter out there, bro, like you're not killing fucking 3 to 4 fucking ants a day or fucking catching, you know what I'm saying, or like shooting like 3 to 4 fucking deer in a fucking hunt. You're not gonna get that lucky because once you shoot the first off, the rest of them are scattered for hours. You shoot the next one, scattered for hours. In a day, you might be able to catch 2, maybe 3. But you ain't about to kill fucking 3 deers every day just to fill up your fucking bowl with testicles.
Than Luffy in One Piece. There is no way he'd be able to hunt for all of that. The only reason he's able to eat like he does in these videos is because he is indulging in the modern excess. He is doing nothing even remotely associated with living primal. I guess aside from the bed he sleeps on, because he basically sleeps on a fucking plank of wood. Dude goes to bed in a coffin like a muscle vampire. That's like the only ancestral type thing he does, because his diet is the furthest thing from it. It is literally the result of being super privileged in the modern excess era.
Yeah.
The most feared warriors, the Maasai. What they get down on is milk, meat, and blood.
Dude, that's just so fucking disgusting, man. I wish this video wasn't so fucking widened the fuck up, but like, damn, dude, either way, it's fucking gross, man. Why are you doing this? This is bullshit. I feel like you take a few bites of this, like unless he finishes it all on screen, I feel like it's a few bites, and afterwards he's like, get the shit out of here, give me a burger. You know, something, bro. Like, this is just nasty.
And they're expressed in a higher, more dominant form. If you still want your primal cereal to taste like Cocoa Pebbles at the end.
That weak-ass chocolate powder that he's dumping in from his brand is not going to salvage this primal bowl of cereal. It's not going to make it taste like Cocoa Pebbles. It's going to make it taste like Cocoa Puke. It also really made me giggle that he just didn't even have the energy to actually mix the powder with the milk. So he ends up just consuming it with just powder on top of milk. It's so weird, though, that he even bothered calling this a bowl of cereal primal style. It has nothing in common with that other than there just being milk in a bowl.
Yeah, I think a bowl of cereal primal style would probably just be fucking oats. Like, oats have existed for fucking all of humanity. Human beings have always had their grains, their oats, majority of their fucking veggies, and then every now and then, depending on where the fuck you live, you either had a deer, or you had a fucking lizard, or you had a fucking insect, or you had a fucking bear, or you had a fucking this or that. It depends where you live, what kind of meat you were eating. We don't necessarily live in those times anymore. You can get fucking shark anywhere, right? Not anywhere. I mean, obviously you have to look for it in the fish market, but the thing is that, bro, you don't have to go out there and fish for a fucking shark. Well, back in the day, you might have like one group of people who were actually out there hunting fish like that to be able to eat shark. One group of people. We could even say a few groups of people who are out there fucking raising cattle, right? Few group of people out there raising goats. Goat's milk. Oh, goat's milk is the best. Well, guess what, bro? Chances are you weren't milking fucking goats unless you live somewhere in the fucking Middle East or in some part of Asia. You get what I'm saying? Motherfuckers out there are also, to this day, still eating insects. Motherfuckers over here don't eat insects. Nah, it's this whole idea of like eat like your ancestors. I feel like people take that shit over and above, and it's just like it's really not that complicated, bro. It's like you eat a piece of meat every couple of fucking days. Eat a piece of meat every couple of fucking days. It could be beef, but more importantly, it should probably be chicken, because majority of fucking people had chicken. Everybody had fucking, everybody had chicken back in the day. Everybody had fucking chicken. So like, you telling me like, yeah, bro, you could eat eggs every day. You could eat eggs or maybe not every day, maybe every other day. But what was the breakfast back in the day? Oats. Fucking oats. To this day, get yourself some fucking Quaker meal. That's it. You're set. You don't have to do all this complicated shit. Chop the balls off of like 15 fucking male species animals. Toss them into a fucking thing. Milk like 18 cows just to fucking pour the jug in. And then the fucking powder. Like, bro, if you're preaching an ancestral diet, where the fuck does processed powder come into the mix?
That's where all the similarities stop. He could have just presented this culinary crime as just like a wacky little shocking dish, like, hey, check this one out. Here's 4 testicles and some milk. But anyway, I do think he's upped his
That's a good point.
usage of the PEDs. It seems like he is in a much different state now.
Nah, his body's tapping out. That man's like fucking like, that man must be like 50 something years old. You know what? Fuck it. Look it up. Liver King age. I think it's they don't even have an exact estimated date. It says about 45 years old. Bro, if you're about 45 years old and you're looking as fucking tore up as he did in that fucking video, bro, there's no way. That man looks fucking fried.
Was 8 months ago, and not for the better. In most of the TikToks I watched from him, he seemed much more physically drained, much quicker. He seemed to have significantly less energy. His physique...
Yeah, he probably stopped taking fucking roids. And that's the problem. That's one of the biggest thing about taking testosterone, bro. Like, understand that once you get on testosterone treatment, you have to continue it. Like, the moment you stop, all that aggressive energy, all that, whoa, I'm ready to face the fucking world, all that fucking serene, fucking super focus, it goes out the fucking door. It goes out the fucking door. You are no longer, like, fucking operating at that level. You cannot sustain that. Why? Because your body as a man, or I mean, women also produce testosterone, but as a man, your body produces testosterone at a level that allows you to do all these extra fucking effort bullshits, right? There comes a certain point in your life, ladies and gentlemen, and it just so happens to be like, bro, you could say around 30, then around 40, and for sure around 50. That bitch fucking plateaus. And guess what? You stop producing as much testosterone. That's why dudes go through their midlife crisis. Because all of a sudden, they're not producing as much testosterone. They don't feel the way they used to feel. And now they start going through depression. They start going through changes. Half of these motherfuckers go gay. Hence the saying in Spanish, maricón después de viejo, which means that you're turning gay after old age. Why? Because you don't feel like a fucking man anymore. Because your body isn't producing testosterone the way it used to. Ah, bro, but that doesn't start at fucking 50. Nah, dude. The moment you're fucking 20, guess what? Let's fucking even say 25. It's fucking downhill from there. That's the most fucking testosterone you're fucking pumping, bro. Somebody told me after the age of 33, and I genuinely believe this, around the age of 33, after that point, you stop producing the same amount of testosterone, so much so that whatever shape your body has, the only way you're going to break out of that shape is by ingesting testosterone. in order to fucking break the mold and fucking build the muscles and all that shit. But after a certain age, bro, that's it. Your body says, yo, we're done. This is where we settled on. And you want to know why? Because back in the day, that's what you needed. You just needed to survive till fucking 20. You just needed to survive till fucking 25. You fucking make a kid and you're set. And you're set. But people are having kids older nowadays. People are settling down into marriage older nowadays. So I understand you want to fucking look good. You want to feel good. But dude, if you don't do the necessary work you got to do on the front end, you're going to shit yourself on the back end.
Physique doesn't look significantly different than it used to, but it looks less human, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look like muscles anymore. It looks like he has a bunch of rocks under his skin disguising themselves as muscles, like in the shape of muscles.
Pull a little bit of whole piece then with your testicles. Make sure you peel back the membrane on the testicle. You can use a spoon if you want, but God gave you the hands for a reason.
I honestly feel pretty bad to a certain extent here. Like, it feels like his muscles have gained their own sentience at this point from so many steroids that they now have a mind of their own, and they're working the Liver King like a puppet. They're in his brain pulling levers like that alien in Men in Black 1, so they're forcing him to keep, staying on the gear.
And you know what? He's talking shit right now, but he's got a good point, though. And that's the truth. Because once you build that much muscle mass, like, them muscles become hungry. Like, them muscles need sustenance. And so, like, once you build that much mass, bro, you're literally fighting against yourself just to keep yourself fed to the point where your body doesn't try to eat itself. And then don't underestimate it. It's not like your body's going to fucking just implode and shit. But it will get to a point where your muscle will begin to eat muscle to sustain itself. I know it sounds fucking weird concept, but essentially what it's going to do is your muscles will disintegrate over time because they don't have enough fat. That man has barely any fat on his fucking body. So if they don't have a fuel source to eat from, they're just going to reduce in size. And that's what I'm literally talking about, muscles eating themselves, right? Like, you'll still have the muscle memory. So if you go and hit the fucking bench, it won't be as difficult. If you go and do some curls, it won't be as tough, 100%. But that muscle mass that you need required to be able to do that much specific strength, that shit is gonna go away if you cannot sustain it. So that shit will control you at a certain point.
Never letting him stop. And it's kind of sad, because to me this screams that he's trapped doing this forever because it's his livelihood, it's his financial security and the livelihood of his entire family. So he needs to keep amping up the extreme meals that he's eating. So he's eating chicken heads and peeling the tongue out of frogs in one of his other TikToks, most recent ones. Like, he just has to keep amping that up so people keep watching, and then he has to keep injecting and stay on all the gear so that way his physique stays the same so people keep watching. And I feel really awful for his audience that is still buying his products in the hopes that they can look even remotely similar to how he does.
Yeah, because in the back of their heads, they're like, man, like, yeah, he's taking steroids and testosterone, but you know that powder he's selling, that fucking protein powder? Oh man, bro, I have faith in that. I think even though he might be full of shit, I feel as if this protein powder that he's developed might be the key to get me where I need to get.
They can't. Hop off the hopium. No matter how closely you follow his ancestral tenets and no matter how many of his products you buy, you will not have a body that looks like his unless you also get on all of the gear he's using in the same amounts of it. That is the only way. His body is not naturally achievable. Period.
No.
Full stop. Now, another thing he's begun doing on his TikTok is he's been posting a lot more content in very expensive shit that is very clearly not ancestral living. So this is a screenshot from one of his more recent TikToks where he's on his private jet and has his personal chef Lionel serve him up some snakes on a plane. So he makes some snakes for him to eat. It's clearly a joke off of the old meme.
Yo, I'm sorry, but that shit right there, that shit's disgusting. I mean, don't get me wrong. Look. It's a great play. It's a great play on Snakes on a Plane, which, by the way, great fucking movie with Samuel L. Jackson. Listen, man, I used to own the fucking collector's box of this bitch, and then I let this one nigga borrow it, and that motherfucker never gave it back. So fuck you, because I still want my movie back. But I watched that bitch at least 5 or 6 times. I fucking love that movie. And look, I get it, bro. It's silly as shit. Silly as shit. It's a fucking wild ass movie. But to me, that bitch was a cult classic. All right. So I could 100% appreciate this man eating snakes on a plane, but he's still painting it. He's still painting it as if like that's the source of his strength. He just eats these animals. And like, look how well prepared. Bro, I'm willing to bet that snake probably even fucking tastes good. Whoa, pause. I'm willing to bet that the snakes his chef prepared don't taste bad.
You know, motherfucking snakes on the plane and all that. So he's very tardy to the party on that meme. That one died like a decade ago. But what's really interesting here is that he's unashamedly showing that he doesn't actually even follow his own ancestral living lifestyle advice, really. Like, being on a private jet is the furthest possible thing from primal
Yeah, but you know what? But it emanates like success in some form. You get what I'm saying? It makes him look as if, you know, as if like, wow, because he's eating this way and because he's becoming strong by following the ancestral tenets. It's just so fucking ridiculous. Because he's living like this and eating like this, he's becoming successful. So therefore, if I eat like this and I drink his protein, I shall be as successful as he.
living. And some of his audience even called him out, saying, you know, our private jet's primal. And I guess, you know, it's his world. We're just eating testicles in it. So he just comes up with some arbitrary excuse on why it's totally fine. So he says, a true primal left the comfort of the cave for adventure and a better life. Flying private falls squarely in the better life department. What a cop-out. So basically, I make the rules, fuck you. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But
he is, bro, who else was talking about primal life? Or ancestry living. Or ancestral living. Or whatever the fuck is. You know what? If this man was half as smart as the amount of muscles he has on his body, regardless of whether or not they're pumped full of steroids, he would have at least coined some of these fucking terms. He would have coined some of these terms. So every time these terms get used, they have to fucking pay this man some money. You get what I'm saying? Like, but he didn't. He's an idiot. He's a fucking meathead. He's a bad meathead at that. Cause I'll tell you right now, bro, I can show you my old man. My dad's buff, bro. I'm not saying he's as ripped as fucking Liver King is, but my dad's a big motherfucker, bro. And he's done that shit all natural. And let me tell you, bro, all natural muscle looks good, bro. It looks good, man. It looks good on a motherfucker, bro. You don't have to do steroids, folks. You ain't got to drink the bullshit protein powders. You just got to eat good and work out hard. And that's it, man. And that's it. And at the end of the day, bro, if you look at your body and you have that bodybuilder complex of it's not good enough, please understand, bro, it's just you. Everybody else is looking at you like you're a fucking freak of nature.
by this logic, you can also make the same argument for actually everything else. Why eat all the raw meat that you preach about? True primals in search of a better life learn to cook food, and it helped them find a better life. So why wouldn't cooking all of the meals be the preferred way, since it is the better life component of your primal definition?
I mean, you can argue. I mean, I don't know. To that extent, I feel like you can argue that there's a loss of nutrients when you cook meat, but it sure as fuck makes it like about, I don't know, like 90% more healthy. You know, 90. And how do you say more healthy, Goosey, if you're losing nutrients? Oh, well, because you don't got to worry about fucking worms in your fucking gut. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about all the other bullshit. Like, there's a reason why, like, man discovered fire, bro. Like, people have been cooking meat forever. Like, look at all the movies and all the fucking timepieces, documentaries about, like, anything before, like, you know, modern day, how motherfuckers used to live, bro. They would cook their shit. They'd cook their shit up, bro. You watch one of these fucking movies where it's like scavengers who live in the fucking woods. They catch a fucking rabbit. They catch a fucking frog. They catch a fucking whatever. What's the very next scene? That bitch pit roasted. Right? So, like, why is it so ridiculous to fucking cook your food, bro? Listen. What people don't understand is that, like this man is doing this shit for outlandish reasons. This is just above and beyond bullshit. All right, above and beyond bullshit. I'm gonna start using that term more frequently. This right here is above and beyond bullshit in the sense of like he's trying to sell you a fucking dream, folks. He's trying to sell you a fucking dream. But the reality is that it's nothing but fucking nightmare.
It doesn't add up. It's just one of those things where rules for thee, not for me. He doesn't practice what he preaches. I said this a long time ago. I am very confident everything he showed in his lifestyle video was a big old load of baloney. Just actual fucking horseradish. I don't think he sleeps on a bed of wood, basically. I think he has a luxury $20,000 mattress in
California King. California King. Listen, if you don't know nothing about beds, right? It's too fucking small, then twin, then queen, right? Then king. And then I've only had one opportunity in my life to ever actually see this shit. But there is something called a California King. Which, if you don't know what this is, bro. So king size beds, they're not just tall, they're wide, right? King size beds are a little bit taller than queens, a little bit wider than queens. But a California King is, I think it's like the king is taller than it is wider. Well, a California King is as tall as it is wide. So it's just a big fucking square mattress. You know what I'm saying? A square fucking prism of a mattress. That shit is cold. That shit, ooh. You could roll in that, or you could roll around that bitch all day. You know how you might sleep on your bed and it gets a dent in the middle? Nah, this bitch is gonna form 2 dents on each side. That's how big this fucker is.
infused with diamonds somewhere because he lives a very lavish lifestyle and always has.
And he probably can't afford it.
And everything he's ever put online has been a lie, especially when it comes to his physique and what he actually does in order to look the way he does. But now he's just getting more and more egregious with the lie here. Like, this isn't even really trying to even pretend that you follow your own ancestral tenets and primal living. This is clearly all just marketing. Always has been, always will be when it comes to the Liver King. He is just, in every single video, pumping his Liver King bars, Liver King powders, supplements, all kinds of just completely worthless things.
How many videos does Liver King have with him actually working out, though? Because to me, that's the interesting part, right? Because one part is just telling people, like, or one part is telling people, eat all this shit and you work out and you do things like you lift heavy logs and you chop wood and you fucking carry rocks. I don't know. Whatever the fuck. And between eating testicles and carrying rocks, you get big. The other thing is just telling motherfuckers, hey, look, bro, all you gotta do is drink this powder. All you gotta do is eat this bar and you gonna get jacked. You gonna be jacked, son.
That nobody watching him needs. And if you're someone that's watching him and buying these things hoping to get in better shape, then you can find significantly better products on the market that aren't the Liver Kings.
Yeah, but they're not watching this video. Like, the amount of people who need to watch this video aren't gonna watch this video because they're too busy watching Liver King. They're too busy watching Liver King and fucking, Muscle Man contest.
Compared to the rest of the industry, his products
and staring at themselves in the mirror thinking they're not big enough.
Are very weak. They're not the best available. So you could benefit far more from doing research outside of the Liver King echo chamber and finding much better supplements and powders than what he's currently offering. Holy shit. This fly has not left the entire video. I'm having my own primal battle right now against nature here. Jesus. But point is, he is a fraud. He has been exposed as a fraud. And 8 months later, he is still doing the exact same thing, but he looks a lot worse now because I really feel like he is only amplifying his gear usage, much to his overall health detriment, I imagine, and only amplifying the extreme nature of his...
I wonder how small his testicles are.
Wacky meals. So that's just kind of the little 8-month update on the Liver King here. That's really about it. So yeah.
Because they say that when you inject testosterone and shit like that, it shrivels up your nuts. So like, I wonder like, how much hang time this homie got at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, his balls must have shriveled up to raisins at this point. And honestly, bro, we go back real quick. Look at this guy, bro. He looks like he looks like a crazy homeless person who does calisthenics. That's what he looks like. He look like, you ever listen, bro, Muscle Beach. All right, we're here in Florida, bro. I go to South Beach. There's this whole one section of the fucking beach that there's this fucking like outdoor gym set. And motherfuckers will be crushing it out there. Fucking crushing it. And bro, he looks like the homeless dude I gave a cigarette to one time. But instead of me giving him a cigarette, I gave him protein powder. And he did nothing but work out until he finished that protein powder. This man looks homeless. This man does not look healthy. This man, honestly, like, just based off of what the fuck his beard is doing and what his hair is doing and what his mustache is doing, Liver King is killing himself. And honestly, I don't think he can stop. I don't think he has a choice. I think this man like has to keep going until he dies. Because if not, all his products are bullshit. No one's gonna buy them. And everything he built all this bullshit upon, he can't leave it behind for his kids. So he really doesn't have a choice. This man has left himself to do nothing but eating fucking testicles and pumping steroids till the day he fucking dies. It's a sad reality, but fuck it, man. It's his reality.